Balmain and Cronulla at Leichhardt Oval under the control of referee Kevin Roberts, and getting ready to kick off for Cronulla, Dean Carney. In this first half, Balmain have the advantage, running left to right of a medium-sized following breeze. Here's the kickoff by Carney. Deep one, goes right back to Gary Jack, takes it just out from his own line, gets rid of it quick smart. And Balmain probably will use their forwards in the opening few minutes just to see if they can make any inroads right up the middle. First off for a run though, Ben Elias. Played just inside the Balmain quarter. Pretty solid defence there by Craig Diamond for Cronulla. Elias spearing it away and getting David Brooks off for a gallop. Play now is outside the Balmain quarter. Long driving kick now. Who's at home? The fullback Jonathan Docking waits of this one just outside his own quarter. It's in fact gone past him. A bad bounce. Completely hemmed in and thrown down there by David Brooks, first man in. Aided also by Wayne Pearce. Mark McGaw coming in from the wing and going for a gallop. Will get up and play this to David Hatch. From halfback Wakefield across field and finds Howard Jansen, gets it back nicely to Wakefield, who in turn gets it away beautifully here to front row forward Sorensen, the Sharks skipper for 1985. Played just outside the Cronulla quarter, taking it up Michael Porter. Good strong runner, son of the former St George first grader and long serving first grader at that, Monty Porter, and first penalty of the match going to Cronulla. The Balmain backs being caught creeping up inside the 5. This one awarded about 11 metres inside the Cronulla's half of the field, and the kick for the line to be taken by Dean Carney. That one's raised the flags about 10 metres inside the Balmain half. Quick throw in to David Roods. Wakefield looking for men to run off him, and that time he found Craig Diamond. And again, Balmain caught by referee Kevin Roberts. All creeping up inside the 5, so second penalty of the match going to Cronulla. Dean Carney, an important kick this one. High, lots of distance and straight between the post over the black dot. First blood to the Sharks. Elias taking the tap. And getting it away nicely was Gale, finds Brooks coming through. He's brought play up about 6 metres inside the Cronulla half. Gale draws one man, got the ball away to Bevan, but Bevan wrapped up beautifully. Pearce getting this next move going as Elias picked up a pass that was really floating nowhere in particular. Balmain not going forward at this stage. They'll try the other side of the field. This is Roach, got some strength. He makes up maybe 1 or 2 metres gain into the Cronulla half. Pearce spearing it away through Elias. Hands up to Jack, joining in the backs, trying to get rid of that ball and couldn't, and put down and play now about midway between the Cronulla quarter and the halfway line. Balmain spinning it. Now a little grubber kick just to confuse things. A miss fumble there, still alive. Could be a Balmain ball. The fullback Docking couldn't handle. Picked out of the air there by Gartner. Gartner's going hard for the line. He'll score for Balmain. No, referee says no try. Close shave for Cronulla. This is a Balmain ball from the scrum. Gale runs wide, gets through Wakefield's arms. Eventually pulled down by Jansen. Players only 2 metres short of the Cronulla line. Pearce out wide now. Conlon, a long floater over here, and he's found Davidson going hard, and Davidson will score in the corner for Balmain. Oh, well set up, and you had a feeling in the last few moments that something had to break. Balmain started too badly for words. They've more than a tone now. Gartner went across and appeared what did appear to be a try. No try, said the referee, but now John Davidson has gone in. Beautifully set up. Ross Conlon. The usual height and distance, swinging in, I think, yes, straight over the black dot. Magnificent goal by Ross Conlon, and the Tigers go further ahead. Davidson's try converted by Conlon. Balmain 6, Cronulla 2. Well, that was a bad lapse by Cronulla. Left themselves in defence extremely thin out wide, and they'll have to fix that problem. Kickoff taken by Carney, driving it again deep. And a little bit of a fumble back there that time by Gartner, but it went behind him, and he's through one tackle, not through the second one, put down by Porter, and played 10 metres out from the Balmain line. Jack up from the full-back, running wide. He made a gain of 1 metre or 2. Balmain just content, I think, to run it out, look for a few gaps. Elias spinning it the other way this time, finding Roach. Flipped his pass away beautifully and going through hard now is Hardwick. A beautiful pass inside to Pearce. Pearce back inside to Brooks. Brooks is looking for support. He's got Gartner on his right. He's still going. Finds Gartner. Gartner going hard for the corner, and Gartner is in for the Tigers. Oh, great classic Balmain try. And once again scored out wide. 2 tries on the board for Balmain. The first by John Davidson out wide on the left wing. The last try you saw by Russell Gartner. And now Conlon to attempt to convert Russell Gartner's try. Takes his time. Little stab. It's swinging away, is it? Yes, just missed the right-hand upright. No points for that one. The score remains Balmain 10, Cronulla 2. The scrum to pack down just outside the Cronulla 22. And the penalty may go against Cronulla unless they're very careful. They're swinging that scrum. And it's going to be a Balmain ball. Running with it is Gale. Gale is put down well by Wakefield. Play it to Gartner. Pearce. Elias. Bevan steps out of a tackle. He's still up there and he can get rid of it. Can he? No, he can't. Eventually put down by Porter. Balmain pushed back a little bit. Conlon draws one man. Finds Jack up from fullback. And play in a great attacking position for the Tigers. Elias to Pearce, dummy to Elias. This time they find Roach going through, back inside beautifully, but knocking it down was Gale, and it's got to be a Cronulla ball. Surely, no, the penalty's gone to with what appears to be World War III there, players lying everywhere. Is Conlon. It's straight between the posts again. Another goal to Ross Conlon. Fed by Gale. Balmain ball. Gale just managed to get onto it. And the referee asked for him to put it in again. Didn't get into the tunnel cleanly. Gale, Balmain ball cleanly this time. Bevan cuts out Jack and finds Hanrahan going wide, then to Conlon. Conlon to Davidson. Davidson comes across to Wayne Smith, and Smith puts him down beautifully. But Balmain still swinging that ball around. Conlon. Props dummies, looks for support. There's some support way over there. Got his pass to Bevan. Bevan running as though there's only one team on the field. Finds Davidson again. Runs again into the waiting arms of Wayne Smith and is put down just outside the Cronulla 22. All Balmain at the moment because they just can't seem to do anything. Cronulla Paul Clark makes a gallop of about 8 metres. We'll get up and play it to Brooks. Across to Elias, back inside that time to Roach. Roach going like a tank for the line and is put down about 3 metres short. Elias signalling will go left, that means go right. Here it goes, across to Hardwick. Hardwick going for the line and just pulled down, almost got the gap himself. Pearce up in the air from Elias. No, he dummies, he looks for the line himself, flips it over here to Gartner. Gartner's going to score again, I think. Touch judge says yes, that was all right, he was in, and it's a try. Touch and go, but the touch judge was right on the spot. That's try number 2 for Russell Gartner. Ross Conlon in the shadows of the grandstand. Gives you a good idea of the angle and the distance. It's about 3 metres or so outside the Cronulla 22 and right out on the touchline. He's only had one clean shot at goal so far. All have been out near here as he steers this one. Has he? I think he might have. No, just shaved the left hand upright. Just missed, very close, and the score remains Balmain 16, Cronulla 2. Cronulla not quite sure what they can do against this Tiger assault so far. Wakefield runs from the base of the scrum, and a good gain too. You got sandwich tackle, last man in was Bevan. They'll have to do more than just spin it along. They're just not finding the gaps. They're being marked man for man by Balmain. And the gaps aren't coming. Taking it up now is Carney. Big, strong, burly centre. Makes it out about 5 metres. Play now on the Cronulla 22. Speared away by Hatch to Wakefield. Wakefield in the thick of things, getting it away back. But the support is literally running into the defence. This is Sorensen. Good, strong gap. At least managed to spin the ball away. But the Balmain defence is just wrapping them up and knocking them over. It's as simple as that. Getting to his feet, Carney playing the ball. Goes back here to Wakefield. Wakefield with a kick that's probably gone a little bit too far. Taken by Gale. He's about 7 metres inside his own half. Got through the attempted tackle by Roods. And then eventually put down about 3 metres short of the halfway line. Bevan to Jack. Following it through. Might get it on the full. He does. He's on his feet and he's unmarked. Where's the support? He gets it away beautifully here. And was there another Balmain try coming on? It's going to be Gartner again. Gartner's in for his third try for the Tigers. Bevan was the link man that time after the great run through by Gary Jack. And Russell Gartner, that time making it a little bit easier for Ross Conlon, managed to sprint in about 10 metres from the touch-in goal line to put his third try on the board and the fourth try for the Tigers. And the Tigers now, with the attempted conversion to come, go to a lead of 20 points to 2 over Cronulla. Taking his time with it, he's contending with the breeze from left to right across the flight of the ball. It's reasonably strong. He's been dangerously close with all of his kicks. He's landed 2 out of 4. This is number 5. Conlon. Right boot around. It's coming back in, but a lot too late. In fact, it was almost a straight kick, no points, and so the score remains at Balmain 20, Cronulla 2. And whose ball is this? Cronulla, is it? It's coming out Cronulla's side and getting his boot in there. He still couldn't win it. Wakefield had his boot on it. Balmain ball. Gale from dummy half. Decides to spin it wide through Pearce, then to Hanrahan, then to Conlon, then back inside to Jack. Jack almost had his momentum going, put down by Docking. Play inside the Cronulla half. This is Conlon getting it back. It's knocked down and picked up beautifully there by Porter. He's off for a gallop and made it just inside the Balmain half. Through the hands of Hatch and then out wide, and then picking it out of the air, Diamond. Looks for support on the way down. Nobody there. Good tackle by Hardwick to wrap him up. C's caught, looked around, shaped as though he was going to pass, and he could have got rid of it but didn't. Playing it to Roods. Sorensen. Good, strong, barging run, wrapped up eventually there by Paul Bevan. The assist underneath coming from David Brooks. Playing it to Roods. Wakefield to Diamond. Lost ball, dived on, Balmain again. So everything going wrong for Cronulla in this first half. They'll be glad to hear the hooter at half-time. Penalty now going against them to compound their problems. Creeping up inside the 5, way out in the backs. So Scott Gale now with the ball. Will have a shot for the line. And looks as though he's going to look for the grandstand side, which I suppose 50-50. It looks as for a moment, though, as though the other side of the field might be a bit closer. Makes no difference. A great kick into the grandstand, in fact, and flag is raised about 5 metres inside the Cronulla half. And Cronulla have got to get their act together soon. Nothing's working for them as Gale gets it wide. Through Bevan, then beautifully to Conlon. Conlon's going hard. He's got Docking there. Across to Davidson. Davidson is going hard for the line. He's in. Desperation attempted tackle by Wayne Smith at the finish. But the try, and that's number 2 for John Davidson, awarded. Great burst there, set up by Ross Conlon. This is an extremely difficult one, but he got one here earlier in the first half. Lots of height and distance again, and straight between the posts. What a champion goal kicker is Ross Conlon. Another 2 points for the Balmain Tigers. They now lead Cronulla by 26 points to 2. So this scrum packing down midway between the Cronulla 22 and the halfway line to be fed by Scott Gale for the Tigers. Balmain ball, is it? No, it may not be. Kennedy's looking for it for Cronulla. It's coming out the Balmain side. This time it's a Balmain ball. Gale, the referee, didn't like it after all that, and the penalty almost went to Balmain in possession. Cronulla inclined to twist these scrums a little bit. Put in that time by Kennedy. It's Balmain ball after all that, so it goes to Gale, then to Bevan, then to Jack. Conlon props, dummies, tries to go through, wrestled down by Carney, flipped it away though beautifully to Jack. Jack's flying up to the Cronulla 22. It's still alive. Everyone diving for it. Carney went for it. Balmain got to it first, however. The referee coming across now to signal for the knock-on. Well, Gary Jack gives you the impression that any moment he might scoot across for a try. He's hardly has to be back in the full-back position. They're not kicking too often, Cronulla. It's a Cronulla ball from the scrum. The penalty, however, going to Balmain.
that time against young Paul Kennedy for feeding it virtually behind the feet, or in front of the feet of the lock forward, which is not done. So Scott Gale will look for the line on the hillside. And still that scoreline hasn't changed from half-time. It's still Balmain 26, Cronulla 2. So Cronulla, if nothing else, can say we've kept these Tigers out for the best part of 18 minutes. Going through hard. David Brooks, 10 metres out, playing it to Gale. Another ball on the field, which is silly. Gale. Pearce boots that one off. Elias into dummy half. Who wants it this time? Going hard for the line himself, and he's about half a metre short. So close, Elias, that time. Fumble, and it's a Balmain ball that time. It was dived on by Diamond, but the referee ruling against Cronulla. The penalty going to Balmain, and it's against David Hatch. He's not far out. He's only 20 metres, if that, out from the Cronulla line. The line, scoreline reading 26-2. This could be 28, and it is another goal to Ross Conlon. So first 2 points of the second half. Penalty goal kicked by Ross Conlon for the Tigers. Balmain 28 lead Cronulla 2. Cronulla in a good attacking position if they can move it quickly, but can they crack the Balmain defence? That's what it's all about. Played back here to Kennedy. Kennedy looks around, finds C. C trying to wheel around, get his arms free, wrapped up by Conlon. They're only about 5 metres short of the Balmain line. A penalty going against Conlon to Cronulla. That's Hatch taking the ball back, flips it across to Carney. And Carney has decided he'll just boot it out. They'll have the tap. Play now is less than 5 metres away from the Balmain line. Thompson has it. He goes for the tap, goes on his own, wheels around. He was actually trying to go in backwards and get a pass away, and he couldn't. He's about to play it to Carney. Carney's a big man, could try and force his way over. Push back here by Brooks. In to try and stop him going too far back was Roods, number 12 for Cronulla. Carney playing at Roods. And then across, almost clear, but not quite Craig Diamond. Ankle tapped at the last, and legitimately so. Going through hard, Porter. Got under a pretty high attempted tackle. Hillier to Sorensen, props, sees the little gap, tries to wrestle his way through, and he's almost in the shadow of the Balmain posts, and the last tackle coming up against Cronulla. What have they got left? Anything. Goes to Roods. Roods is smash bang wallop, knocked back, and he lost the ball, and Balmain have regained. Well, they did their best, and their best simply wasn't good enough. They've been outplayed, outmaneuvered, outpowered, and outthought, literally from the start of this match. Balmain and the forwards too big, too manoeuvrable, as this time Clark has taken it up and about to play it just outside his own 22. Elias from dummy half to Pearce. Pearce all power, straight down the middle. Got rid of the ball, picked out of there beautifully by Bevan. Bevan's got a bit of support coming up, finds Conlon. Conlon one-handed pass back to Elias. Elias still going, flips it back to Hanrahan. Hanrahan across to Brooks. Went a bit forward, and it's a penalty to Cronulla. Definite forward pass, and ruled deliberate by referee Roberts. Well, it looked promising there for a moment, and if that pass hadn't have occurred, and if Brooks had been able to get rid of it quickly, probably there was a try on. Carney's kick for the line has raised the flag midway between the Balmain 22 and the halfway line. About 11 minutes to go to full time. 28 points to 2 Balmain lead after leading 26-2 at half time. Sorensen. He's still about midway between the Balmain 22 and the halfway line. Midway by Hatch, taking it up Hillier. Trying to get his arms clean. That's something Balmain have done well today, wrapping up these players so they can't stand up in the tackle and offload it. Porter across to Kennedy, and it'll come to Carney, a bad one. Nobody wanted it, eventually picked up, and it was Jansen who figured in that movement twice who finally saved the day. This is Smith. Makes a gain of a couple of metres. We'll play it to Hammond. Hammond from dummy half nicely. Carney going crabwise, spots the gap, dragged down, still trying to get a pass. Oh dear, looked forward, but he got it away to Diamond. Diamond's going hard, and Diamond will score for the Cronulla Sharks. And a few little almost good-natured boos going on around the ground. Diamond, the try scorer. It was just too easy in the first half. In patches, too easy in the second half. But finally, the Tide changed, turned around completely. Diamond over for Cronulla, and here's Carney attempting to convert. He muffed the kick a little bit, but the flags are up. Second goal to Dean Carney, so that makes the scoreboard look a lot more respectable. Sorensen taking the tap. Sorensen decides he might have a little run on his own, gets it away back there to Porter. And from Hatch across field. They're going hard, they're going straight, but they're not making that much forward progress. This is little Rudes, who's lost it, been picked up by Balmain. That's okay. Played away by Clark, out to Hanrahan, wheeling around, wrapped up. No more forward progress. Played 20 metres out from the Balmain line. Now play centre field. Elias tries the other side. Found Roach coming up, and then Jack gets it away beautifully here to Gartner. Gartner's trying to get away, and he's found going up extremely fast. In support now is Brooks. Brooks gets it back beautifully over there. Could be a try on. Comes back to Brooks. No. Gale going for this loose one. He's plucked it up, and the ball's still alive. Scott Gale running wide. He may even go on his own. Flips it away. He's found Elias. Elias went on his own. Should have passed it outside and didn't. Knocked down about 5 metres short of the Cronulla line. Jack from dummy half. About 2 metres, no more short of the Cronulla line. Almost a penalty coming up. Jack playing this one. Out to Gale. Gale flips it away, and he's found here Gartner. Gartner's going in for his 4th try. 4th try of the match to Russell Gartner, and it had to happen. Well, what a day, a red letter day for Russell Gartner. His 4th try of the match. And Balmain now lead Cronulla 32 points to 8 with the attempted conversion to come. Well, this will be a day, Sunday, March 31, that 1985, that Russell Gartner will remember for a long while. The day he scored 4 tries for the Tigers against the Cronulla Sharks. Now Balmain 32, Cronulla 8, and Conlon to attempt the conversion from just a whisker outside the Cronulla 22 line. Roar of clapping and cheering there for Russell Gartner. 4 tries. You don't see these sort of things happening too often. 6 tries scored by the Balmain backs. In fact, the 6 tries shared by the 2 wingers. 4 to Gartner, 2 to Davidson as Conlon comes in to try and make it 34 points to 8. It's on its way to Drummoyne, but it's sailed across the front of the post. No points. And so the score remains Balmain 32, Cronulla 8.